Thanks for watching, guys. I'm here with Marcus Bell. Hey, Marcus.
Hi, Brendan. How are we doing?
From England, and okay, this is going to be kind of a fly on the wall or a George on the wall kind of lesson because George is running the camera. Marcus came over for some Be Better Golf schools that we're doing, 2 different Be Better Golf schools over the next 4 days. And the first thing, I think, because I think it would inform a lot of the Be Better Golf videos and GRF videos that we do in the future, is we're going to do the full kit. We're going to do the whole GRF golf experience, and Marcus is going to give me a lesson, so that's what we're going to do right now. So if I'm just showing up, what would you like to see me first?
Well, the first thing, Brendan, is where is your game at the moment? How do you feel about it? And what would you like to get from the session? What do you feel is going to make a difference to your game at this moment?
Answer your last question first. The biggest thing I think that would make a difference to my game in the moment would be a sense of freedom. Like, I want to hit driver. I need to hit driver straighter. I've seen the stats, and I've got to hit the driver straighter, more solid, more often.
Okay.
To lower my game. I'm doing well with putting. I'm doing pretty good with chipping and stuff. Irons, not too bad, but not too great. But it's really driver is super important, and just general like face control. Like, I feel like my face wobbles through the shot, and it's not like really towed, TOW, you know, like through the shot. With that is my right arm hurts. Okay. So I have some right arm problems where I feel I've self-diagnosed anyway that I slide, and then to stay inside the ball, so to speak, I throw with the right arm quite hard.
Okay.
And then I get it tossed over like that. Not to be too like technical in the swing, but I feel like me doing that then hurts my arm.
Okay.
Like, if I do a bunch of, and we've talked about this before, but if I do a bunch of practice swings, that doesn't hurt my arm. Yeah. You know? But then when I go to hit it off the ground, I feel like I get overextended here, and I feel like a little bit of a yank.
Okay.
Sometimes, you know, when I'm swinging well, no, but if I'm not swinging great. As far as where the golf ball is going, hit it pretty solid, but then I start to pull it, and that's like I'll hit it the best when I'm pulling it just a little bit, like 2-3 yards left. Yeah. But then soon that'll turn into like a really major pull, or then maybe even a shank. Okay. And then so I've been in always this cycle of hitting it badly, but straight, then hitting it super solid, but a little left, super duper solid, but a little more left, then shanking it, and then going back over again into the cycle of hitting it badly again. And that's kind of like the circle I'm on. So I'm playing like once a week, yeah, doing the schools. I practice quite often, so I have time for drills and time to play about once a week. I would like to get good enough where I could compete in some of these local things, like you were hearing about the bow tour last night. Yeah. That would be really cool for the channel, like if I could go out and win some money from some guys who are trying to do it professionally. Yeah. And I think I've done it before. I went out there and won $125 once, you know. Yeah, so that was cool. I was in the black.
On the order of merit.
Yeah, I was, so like number 190 or something, but I was on there. Finally, I've always had the club like line up at impact, you know. And I would like to see me a lot more open and have a little bit more leading through. So with pitching wedge or 8-iron, that might mean shaft lean, but like with driver, it might not mean shaft lean, but it would be some leading rather than sliding, getting locked up, and I can just feel it pass me a little bit. Yeah. And the guys who have really good control, like I can kind of see like they have a bit different of a release pattern through the ball than I do that I'd like to get a handle on.
So swing thoughts then. Yeah. What have your swing thoughts been to try and counteract this? Are you actually trying to think about that movement? What's been your focus of attention?
Yeah, my focus of attention has been, I've been trying, like I think it starts from my takeaway. So if I point towards George here, I've been trying to, because I go this way and then the hands make a loop that way. And when the hands make a loop this way, I've connected that to then having to flip later. Because I think I come over here and then if I just kept rotating or whatever, I'd shank it or swing a foot above it. Okay. So I feel like when I do this, I've got to do this. Okay. So I would like to go more vertical hands, and this circle I'd like it to get going that way. And then I need to get much lower. I've noticed when I'm just taking like an air swing or a divot or hitting a wiffle ball, I get quite low here, and then I'm up through the shot, rather than when normally I'm here and then I'm kind of like down through the shot. Okay. You know, I would like to, and I can feel when I can get up through the shot, I get this better compression. Yeah. So I know there's something in the ground that's like a missing piece. Yeah. So swing thoughts wise, I really have to keep my chest moving through it. Like if I have Ironman's light, that's a real big key for me. Big turn here, the butt has to then get deeper and open through the shot that way. So it's basically like all this stuff that I'm doing is like I kind of know what I don't want, and then I'm going the opposite.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of information there, a lot of language. What we need to do is give the body an experience that it understands. So we need to give it a sensory experience to create powerful memories, because a lot of that is just context in terms of how you consciously recognize your swing, but the body needs a much deeper sense of the actual reaction to the intention. So the intention, what we're going to do is we're going to start to delve in. We're going to do a little bit. In fact, we're going to start off with you on the spiky mat, because what I want to do is I want you to start to sense your golf swing in a slightly different way. I want you to actually recognise the difference, so you can differentiate just purely, first of all, on how your body moves in terms of the intention that you were just showing me. So you showed me, the intention was you were showing me what you perceived to be your swing fault or whatever. So you were showing me this, then you were showing me something else, and your awareness is in a certain place. But there's a lot of other things that are happening, and we just need to just give the body a little bit more information, stimulate it in a slightly different way, so that it can start to essentially create a much richer map. So more of a sensory map. So
with information, before we get to this, like I've always felt like I can feel my swing here. I can feel it about here. And then in the transition, I've always felt like there's like a dead zone where I don't quite have a good perception or whatever of where stuff is. And then I catch it again about here, and then I deliver it. And some smart coaches and things have taught me before, like, you need to really feel the entire thing. And especially when I'm not playing bad, it's like I start the swing and then I'm like feeling the finish, but I didn't feel the entire swing. So I took my shoes off, right? That was the right thing to do.
Absolutely. You know me too well. So what I want you to do is step on there for me. It's going to feel a little, you're with the club? With club. Yeah, because be careful, it's quite sharp to start with.
Okay. Holy mackerel.
So what I want you to do is take your setup, so take your club in your hands, and I just want you to just demonstrate to me what you just felt is your swing fault, and in your mind, your perception. So we're just enhancing proprioception here, but I want you to show me first of all what you feel is the fault. So show me what you feel is your fault.
Yeah, I think I know it pretty good. So inside, kind of standing, okay.
I want you to do it a little like the same speed you were showing me earlier.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
So inside, kind of deep.
Okay.
Over, and then having a throw.
I want you to do the same thing now with your eyes closed.
Do the wrong way.
Do the wrong way, but with your eyes closed, and tell me what you're feeling through your feet. In fact, you don't even need to tell me, just focus your attention on your feet with your eyes closed, and feel where the pressure's going. Feel you're definitely going to feel it with those spikes.
I definitely always do this little, because I kind of developed this when we were doing all this stuff, I do this little pre.
Okay.
That would be the, and I can't do that because that would hurt too much. But
now,
that feels like a good representation.
So now, show me what you would like to do. So show me what you feel is the optimal for you.
Okay.
Or a better move.
Eyes closed?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Cool. What did you feel the difference between the feet? Did you feel the difference? I want you to tell me the difference between what you perceive to be the bad move and the good move in the feet.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, okay. I definitely feel much lighter in the bad swing. I don't dig very deeply into these spikes. And I feel like I'm floating above them a little bit the whole swing, and then through the swing I'm then trying to get heavy. Whereas with the good swing I feel heavy left, heavy right, then heavy, still a lot more weight back in my heels longer. And then the entire foot is being hit with the spikes. And then through the shot, I'm then really digging on this left and pushing off of it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. What we're going to do, this is just to start the reframing of how you're going to perceive the swing, because we've got to get into the proprioceptive element of it. We've got to start to feel the swing from the inside out, not the outside in. So, yeah, you're going to be bruised. Black and blue by the end of this. So it's going to get a real good perception of what is taking place. And it's on a subconscious level. There's a lot of stuff happening that we're not even conscious of that is going to be recalled in the moment when you are in that blind spot. that blind spot is probably something that you kind of, where you say you don't recognise the movement. It's a space in time. It's just some kind of, the map starts to disappear, and therefore that has a knock-on effect into the nervous system as well. So you're going to start getting sympathetic responses where the body's not quite sure, consciously you're not recognising what you're doing. So the body's not feeling safe. So we're going to hit a few shots, find out why it's not feeling safe. Yeah. Because the part of this is dynamic balance. And we're going to look at more of the function through the chains. So how are you using the ground? How do you recognise the upper body reacting to that? Okay. What I want to just talk about is injury-wise. Yeah. So injuries, any broken bones, any serious injuries in the past, any traumas?
Nothing serious, but I hurt my right ankle really badly jumping down some stairs in college, where I jumped down some stairs and landed on it like this and twisted it really badly. So now my both ankles are somewhat weak.
Yeah.
And so I've been prescribed to get on disc pillows and things like this. And when I lift weights, I'm always trying to do things on one foot. But this will roll very easy, my right foot. Also, when I walk, I'm sure we'll talk about gait. Yeah. When I walk walk this way. And then if I do exercises and squats and things, my right foot, golfers like Trevor Immelman and people like this, my right foot actually is like a reverse Ben Hogan, kind of where it sticks out to the right. And that would feel like a really comfortable squat to me. People try to get me on like rails, with the feet basically straight, and doing that hurts my inner hips a little bit. Other than that, and then you heard about the arm, and other than that, super healthy. Yeah.
Cool. So it's all linked. So we're going to look at the structural integrity of your movement during the swing dynamics. So how is your body adapting and reacting? Because the body's always changing posture, it's just doing it at speed. So it's a postural change at speed, and that's what we call movement. Okay. So it's all, how is your body responding to the intention, and how is the action-reaction taking place through the body? So looking at what you were talking about then with the feet, you're in a lot of external rotation. External rotation.
So like this would be externally rotating, that's internal, okay.
And we're gonna look at this because in order for me to use the ground to propel, if we take, say, the pelvis and the femur, so it's not relative just to we're looking more locally instead of globally. The femur and the pelvis, we have to be able to externally rotate to extend, and we have to be able to abduct, so we have to be able to move the pelvis away from the femur for me to be able to push the ground. If that moves in, suddenly this internally rotates, this is now unstable, it's soft, and the foot doesn't provide the platform, because as soon as the foot starts to push, we get a locking up of the midfoot, and then what happens is this provides stability for the hip to fire. So
I don't know exactly what you're talking about yet, but I know that a lot of coaches, because I've had lessons probably from more coaches than probably anybody you've seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I've had from more than 50, and a main thing is that everybody's telling me you have to rotate. You can't slide so much, and I could see there is some kind of interaction with this foot. I want to do this and not that.
That's not even that. Okay. So can you raise your big toe like that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. And can you just stand up on your toes like that for me? Okay, see how you went off the first met head? Yeah, see if you can stay on there. Okay.
What do you mean? Like that?
Yeah, pressure it. Yeah, cool. Okay. Find out what's going on, and then I'm going to take you through a little bit of a journey, and we're going to see if we can fire up the right side. Because the right side, essentially, your shifted mass pivoting basically the hips, the big pivot joints. And if we're shifting one way, we might have the intention of using the ground to rotate, but as soon as we shift centre of mass that way and we load up, suddenly now that's okay if we want to use this side, but maybe this side's not compliant. So to create torque, it's a couple effect. Okay. So both sides of the body have to be compliant in order for you to torque and to go vertical, because the body needs torque to go vertical. Sure. So if we're missing out on the torque, the body's going to try and create torque somewhere else. And therefore you could be focusing on the lower body thinking I've got to get these mechanics right, but you're not actually using it in an optimal way. So you're never going to achieve what you want to achieve, because essentially it doesn't, what you're hoping for isn't actually, it's not
you just jump straight in the air, you don't need torque though.
Right. That's right, but golf's rotary, so you're you've got to create angular momentum. Yeah. So you're swinging a golf this way.
To use the torque first. To torque force the most, it's got to be vertical.
Yeah, but the body, and this is as we were talking about at breakfast this morning, these systems are already inherent. We already possess, if I ask you to jump, just as you did, the first place you go is down. to go up. So your focus is going up, but your body goes down. So if you go to throw a ball, the first thing you do is you step forward and the hand goes back.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're focusing on where you're going. You are at no point becoming involved in this process, or you would slow the thing down. And you'd get involved in the muscular change. So the problem is, it's about rate of recruitment. It's about speed, agility, quickness.
To stick to the thought of throwing, like, because I did baseball and other things, so like that feels the most athletic of anything I do, and comfortable for me to, you know, throw. That's like, or I could throw it there, or I could throw it there, or I could throw it.
Right,
like
so
all those things I'm doing there are totally athletic and fun, and I would love I see guys playing golf like that, you know, and I would love to get to that point.
Okay, so in golf, so you're talking about hand path, trajectory of the hand, things like this.
Yeah, like
it's all the end of the
over
chain.
the top,
yeah,
under the bottom,
that's
whatever.
That's all a reaction.
Okay.
So it's like, what is the action that this is reacting to?
Okay.
If we think about the reaction and try and reverse engineer, the system's too complex. It's just too complex, and the rate of recruitment across all these joints is out of our control. So the speed, the timing, just the force that we're producing is unbeknown to us. What we recognise is a general pattern, but it's just not enough information for the body. The body needs to experience it. It's a doing thing, not a thinking thing. So, for example, if you were to throw a ball into the floor standing on here, okay, in fact, let's take the left foot off and just use your right so you can feel what your right foot does. And I want you to throw the ball into the floor. And I want you to try and make a divot, a ball mark in the ground. Okay, that's a very different leg action.
Wasn't thinking about it. Yeah.
No. So when you watch this back on video, slow-mo that.
Okay.
Okay, and what you're going to see there is a move that kind of you see from from DJ. You're going to see a lot of players use this.
Did I throw it too far back?
No, you did a great job. But what you used, if you just go up onto the balls of your feet and raise your heel this way, there, you use the first and the fifth met head.
Oh, okay.
And then this locks up, and now you can use this. So this, you're going to feel this in a second. I want you to just throw it into the floor again. There you go. So this is starting to recruit the glutes, but it's doing it from the foot because it's a couple, the hip and the ankle. Good. Now a little bit further forward with the ball, because it's not a throwing up in the air action, it's a throwing down action. If you think about your hand path, you're making a golf swing hand path. So you're not even thinking about the hand path, and you're creating the hand path and all the mechanics that you've just been talking to me about over there through trying to conceptualize it consciously. Whereas this is a reaction. So I want you to bury the ball into the floor a little bit further forward this time.
So we got these dots here.
Probably about here.
And then about there.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. So we're going to now, what we're going to do is just do it the left hand. All right. Let me show you. Yeah. So the left hand into the ground. Okay. It's very difficult. So we want to throw it and make a mark into the ground there. Because it's not just, the body needs to know what it's like left side as well as right side. See, early.
Where'd that hit? Here?
Back here.
Oh, back there. Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah. So we see this starts to reveal a lot. We're challenging the body, and we have to invite the body into an opportunity to give us answers. Cool. Okay, and again.
A little more forward.
Yeah. So not a golf swing. I want you to get a lot more speed into the ground with that.
Like zip it right into the ground there.
Well done. That was better.
Okay.
Okay, so the body moved a lot better. This is really interesting in how you're recognizing where you get force from, because the body's using the same kinetic chain. But we've changed the task, and you're kind of not recognizing what is a good movement here. So it's body awareness. And the acuity to our movement, the ability to execute with precision, we can see it's all skewed here. Right hand, no problem. Left hand, bit of an issue. Yeah. So these balls are all over the place. We should be able to release this in the same place every single time. And we should be able to move around. If I gave it, if I put it in your right hand, you'd have no problem. But it's the. So we've got a distortion between left and right.
Well, yeah. Like I was saying, I am righty. Anything important I would do with my right
but the
hand.
thing is, okay, the body is producing the forces to create the motion you want with the precision you want. But as soon as we've isolated it, it's all different. It's all different. But because what you've been trying to recognise your movement with in golf is by thinking of you've tried to create a map, but there's just not enough detail there. So just go once more for me with your left. Sure. Okay. What I want you to do now, I want you to do it with both at the same time. Okay. Well done.
Left was a little better that way.
Because your body's got some reference, and again, it's got some reference now. It's got a coordinate to help it. Well done.
Okay. So to do it right, your body really has to move a lot.
Exactly. Your body's not moving enough in your swing, but in the right way.
Yeah, I got you.
So it's moving in a way that you think is a golf movement, but in terms of function, it's not quite as optimal as it needs. Look at that, fantastic. Okay. Couple more.
Couple more. And you think when you look at my swinging, we'll get more to this later, but you think my right leg is more asleep? That's why
Right leg's not doing anything.
Oh, okay.
It's not helping you. So what's the first thing the leg wants to do if it's not working? It's basically just being dragged along. So it's kind of, your mass is dragging it. And so you're rolling in, you're reverting the foot, like banking in golfing terms and things like this. But the problem is, it just creates essentially an internally rotated hip. And then you're trying to get out of this and it's not allowing you to push off the ground. So push with, you see your pelvis, let me explain. So the pelvis is not the hips, as you know. So that's hip rotation.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I want to be able to use this to rotate, and if I was going to twist my hips that way, sure, I would not turn that in. Turn it that way. If I want to go this way, if I turn, yes, I can rotate, but the problem is I'm just rotating my femur. If I wanted to create force up, I would not be doing this.
The hip and the pelvis.
I would be doing that.
Okay.
Okay.
You'd be doing that?
Yeah.
This foot would be twisting this way to make the hips go this way?
Yeah. But you're already externally rotated. That's the issue. So you're already in a place that you can't use. Okay. You're in an outer range already.
Intellectually, I can't get that, but
no, I'll show you. Okay, because as soon as you take that away, you've got this. Okay, so I'll show you. Let's try this. If you could lie down on your back there, because it's a bit damp, but it should be okay there. What I want you to do is lie down on your back and put your right foot on there. That's it. So I'm going to move 1 second. And bring that foot in line with your hips. Okay, cool. So when you press it into the floor, that point of application, you are moving away from it. The movement you start to move towards, that's an issue. So for us, okay, I'm talking specific to you. So let's just lie down on the back. Okay, feet hip width apart. What I want you to do is I want you to just rotate your hips to the left. Just twist your whole pelvis, everything, yeah. Okay, so that's what most people do. To rotate the pelvis. Just come back again. Okay, what I want you to do now is I want you to apply pressure into the spiky mat. So push into the spiky mat. Stay on the floor, but just you feel the footprint and just push into the floor without gripping. Okay, just pushing into the floor. What I want you to do is I want you to push your knee towards the midline, which is between the first and second toe there. And I want you to push your knee that way and rotate your pelvis away. Okay, so come back. Ready? Very slow. No, don't lift off the floor. Roll into your left hip. There. Now push, use the spiky mat to push. Very good. There we go. So we get an external rotation of the hip and you're pushing into the mat, and that knee, stay where you are. As soon as I move that knee in, it's gone.
The pressure in
Yeah.
the ground. Yeah, I'm just the sun. Yeah. The pressure in the
Can you
ground
feel
is
there's no,
fine.
yeah, so can you feel how the chain, how you're engaged in the whole chain
Yeah.
to externally rotate from the foot? That's it.
Yeah. I can rotate faster that way.
You can rotate
and I
faster.
keep this knee
So
this
this, if that goes in, it's slow because that's now being driven through your core control of your pelvis, because this is essentially redundant. It's dead mass. Whereas now you push that, it's engaged, the tissue's engaged. Yeah. Don't want you to go fast, but I just want you to just roll and open up the. No. Don't try and move that. Just rotate. Move your belt buckle. Rotate. That's it. You rotate from the hip. So 1 sec. Go again. Very slow. And just feel how you're using this foot. Feel where this is going in relation to the foot. Perfect. Different feel?
Yeah.
So we should have an element of this in a golf swing. Feel. Cool. Raise the toe off the floor. Do it again. Feel the balls of the feet. Cool.
Okay.
And now relax the toes. Do it again. Just nice and easy. Just rolling into the hip. Just rolling. Rotate the hip, the pelvis. That's it. And again. Cool. Okay, now stay where you are. Just raise your foot. Now feel it with the ground. Keep the ball, keep the first met head in contact. Use this. Don't let the heel raise. Fantastic. Okay, so this foot is going into a supinatory pattern, whereas this would be pronating it, and this is now just soft tissue. This is a soft foot. As soon as you start to push off it, it's a firm foot. Okay, so we need a firm foot. So just staying where you are a second.
Yeah.
Now what I want you to do, I'm gonna have to just put you on the ground for a sec. I want you to do the same thing, but I want you to now side bend as you do that to your right. Yeah, just keep your head on the floor, nice and soft, arms out and by your side, nice and relaxed. Feet hip width apart, bring the feet in much narrower. Just looking up to the sky and just side bend to your right. That's it, so just slide in with the shoulder. Good. Excellent. Let your head go with it to the right. Yes. So that's the right side. Look at the chain there. This is a contralateral chain. And this is exactly what needs to happen in the swing. Be careful not to just throw mass.
Right.
Pressure moves mass.
Yep.
Yeah, good. Excellent. Okay, just relax. Okay, cool.